so much that I worship every day and try to tap into as much as possible. Very limited. I still get excited at pretty girls. I feel that's not like the greatest thing in the world, but I can't force it to stop either. But maybe that's just part of being human forever. I'll be an old man, and it won't even work, and I'll still have that feeling and thought in my being. You know, who knows? You know, and so I accept that, and it's just being human. You know, instead of attacking myself, I'm a bad spiritual person because she's so pretty. I should be able to. She's not pretty. She's not pretty. She's not pretty. She's ugly. You know, you can't do that, and you also can't. You can't make a cheeseburger not taste good. You can choose not to eat it. But this, yeah, all the cheeseburger in the last one. I think I chose a better wall this time. I didn't even notice that till I got home.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like,
I don't even notice anything until I go home and watch the videos, and then I didn't even notice it until someone commented, and I was like, yeah, there was a cheeseburger above my head the whole time I was talking about fruits and vegetables. So, well, are there any questions? I'm a long-winded sucker, ain't I?
Can you speak a little bit on, you talk about rebounding and the fruits for the lymphatic system? Can you just kind of go into that a little bit?
Fruits and the water, you know, they help to dissolve. The lymphatic system is a series of tubes that runs throughout the whole body, drains into the vena cava, into the blood, so that it can be, you know, processed, moved through the kidneys, out the urine and the feces. So what happens is, over time, with all these heavy, high-protein foods, milk, bread, the lymphatic system gets really clogged up because the white blood cells are always working overtime, because basically everything that's a foreign matter in the body, which to me is like cooked dead food, it's foreign, and the white blood cell count shoots through the roof. It looks at it like this is you can feel it if you become sensitive. The white blood cells raise up and go down to attack it, and whoa, this is a foreign invader. So the immune system is always on overdrive. Well, then when you just start eating like grapes, cherries, you don't have that happen anymore, because it's very recognizable to the organism. It's very light, benign. But what happens is you begin to soften up those coagulations within the lymphatic system, and it softens up and it becomes more mobile, and then you can start to get rid of the toxins that are stored in the lymph system and get those tubes flowing again, which they're not like the bloodstream, which has a heart, but the lymphatic system has to be moved with yoga, swimming, rebounding. But one of the best ways to allow the lymphatic system to move is to eat fruit and relax, because that acidosis in the lymphatic system is tight, bound up. Wherever there's stiffness, tension, tightness, that's an accumulation of acids. When you begin to flush the lymphatic system with the grapes and the cherries and orange juice, and the green vegetable juices are good for that too, then it begins to soften up and it begins to function again and flow, and all that stiffness and pain will begin to be dissolved. Now, but this is chronic though. This is a very chronic situation for most of us raised in this country. Because when we eat those cooked foods and those heavy milks and cheeses and breads, it leaves a lot of layers. And in order to dissolve those, it takes some time. We're talking about a lifetime of bodybuilding, milk and whey products, and every kind of thing that really doesn't do that well in the human body as far as digestibility, absorbability, assimilation, utilization, and then elimination. But the things like the fruits and the greens are really good for that. You know, what's going to leave more metabolic waste? You know, a cheeseburger or a big giant salad with greens, tomatoes, and cucumbers, you know? It's obviously going to be really a lot cleaner on the system and leave very little metabolic waste. Now, a watermelon leaves metabolic waste, okay? But the watermelon leaves about this much metabolic waste. A cheeseburger leaves like this much metabolic waste. Watermelon, cheeseburger. So the metabolic waste builds and builds and builds and builds, and the metabolic waste load, it builds up, and that's how we become toxic and get diseases in the body, you know. So we're always constantly trying to break that stuff down and to release the metabolic load. The issue with us is that we're genetically kind of compromised. So our detoxification genetics aren't what they used to be. They're a lot weaker. Like if you're Lou Corona and you've been through that much water fasting, you have incredible detoxification pathways, you know? And he can keep going and stay young and clean because of all the fasting and the genetic expression that he has. That's why I'm so interested in fasting myself. I want to strengthen my genetic expression. And food has something to do with that. Your thoughts have something to do with that. And the fasting is the key to cellular toning. Because when you fast, you get into that, because Gandhi said it the best. When you fast, the light will illuminate you and spread on earth. In other words, when you move the food out of the way, the spirit comes in and fills you up, and the spirit is the tone of the harpsichord that tones all the genetics, tightens the DNA. You know, I've got pretty good expression myself, still working on a few issues. Happened for a long time, did some crazy stuff back in the day. But I'm on slowly but surely regenerating myself, and I'm going to take some time off and I'm going to learn how to fast. I'm going to find a way to fit it into my insane life. And I'm the one who makes it insane. I'm responsible. I'm now living my childhood dream, rich and famous, but the dream has changed, you know? And now I'm living through the old karma of those old wants, and I'm getting you know, some success, which I wanted because that's what you're trained for. And Krista and I, we would sit around and have pipe dreams, and we would write down all these goals of what we wanted, millionaire and online, and you know, travel the world and all this stuff. I don't even have my dream partner anymore, so now I got to make up my own dream, which is cool. So I'm kind of on hiatus, like, what do I really want to do? Because the peace is becoming more important. It doesn't matter how much money you have or how much well people like you or hate you. That has nothing to do with peace. You know, that's going to come from within. So my goals have changed, and now I'm just, all this life regenerator thing is my old vision. So don't let anybody tell you that your vision won't come true. You can make your life up. Like what I'm doing right now, this is a dream that I had maybe 10 years ago. So this is manifesting itself. Talking to you guys, sharing my love and passion for what I see as the truth. And it's, you know, it's such an honor to do that. And now I'm going to make up a new dream. Well, I hope you guys are all dreaming and letting the spirit of life dream through you, you know? And then the dream will change as you grow and evolve and expand. And consciousness will take you where it wants you to be. And you'll know it's right. I've gotten in a few situations since I started this thing, and it wasn't right. And I've gotten stronger about saying, you know, I shouldn't be here right now, I really need to go. And even though this person might be hurt, sometimes you gotta just, you know, because I know people want me to hang around forever. I make the juice, I got the good vibe, I clean up everything, I buy all the groceries, I mean, I do the dishes, I make the juice every day. Nobody wants me to leave. But, you know, my heart is always moving, you know? And I'm just an adventurer, you know? I love it. I love being in a new city, a new town. And that's part of my old dream. That's part of the dream I don't really want to change. I do still want to see this beautiful world. But underlying, I have this long-term vision that I have. I see the spiritual work. And like I've already predicted, it tells me, literally, like I said, when I was 28 years old, this is some cool stuff for the Life Regenerator viewers. We're going to make this a video, by the way. Geez, what was I going to say? Someone remind me. Oh yeah, I was 28 and I remember asking, you know, God, when am I going to have some success? I mean, I need to like get caught up on this incredibly large bill that I've had hanging over my head for years. And it came straight out, clear as a day, 35 years old. I'm like, dude, that's 7 years from now, bro. Guess what? When did I make my first YouTube video? 35 years old. What happened after that? A cow. Sky's the limit. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there is everywhere I go. Everywhere I go. People, I mean, Walmart, Kmart, gas stations. You're that dude, aren't you? With the juicer? You're that raw food guy. Yeah, my grandma showed me your video. She loves you, man. Wow, it's such an honor to meet you. You know, so, you know, I never would have thought. Because I feel kind of nuts. You know, kind of crazy, a little bit off the hinge. But I bet you guys are too, on the weekends. That's why you're here. So we're reaching out and we're touching a lot of people with this just simple stuff. I mean, I've kept it simple on purpose because it doesn't have to be difficult. You don't have to count your percentages. It'll guide you there. As you evolve and grow, it'll guide you there automatically according to the karma that you've accumulated over the lifetimes. And so there's no right or wrong. We just need to accept that calling and listen. And it may go against everyone's grain. You know, your whole family might think, you are crazy. You're going to be fat for the rest of your life, so get off them vegetables and quit making us feel guilty for eating our stuff. We are only about 450 pounds, and that's not that bad. No, and then the other person is desperate. They're like, I don't want to feel like shit anymore. They see the videos, and it gives them hope. It puts a fire under people. Like, there is hope. Believe me, there's hope. Like, I was addicted to drugs for a long time. Even though in my mind, I quit. Way before I actually stopped using them, I quit. I spent many, many years high when I did not want to be because it's all I knew. I didn't know how to function without it. I didn't know how to be happy without it. My brain has still not regenerated itself totally yet. But there is so much power for brain regeneration, for regenerating your nervous system, to regenerate your heart, to regenerate the cells in your body. Don't let anybody ever tell you can't electrify, energize, and expand your being through your body, through your spirit. Your body will adjust itself to your consciousness. So keep on learning and keep on believing in that which is so much greater than our individual small self. Call in the light to your being, and that will sing its song through you. Every cell, every DNA become perfected, you know? And you will just have that song everywhere you go, and you don't even need to say nothing. And according to the purity of the frequency of your song, so shall be the fruits of those who you come into contact with. Do you really want to make this a better world, or do you want to champion your cause? Don't eat animals, you stupid assholes. You're ruining the planet. I hate you. I love animals, but I hate the humans. I don't want to be a vegan if that's what it is. I'm a vegan because, you know, I want to eat everything that's alive in my body. Not because animals are ruining the planet. Yeah, I saw the cows out there in the field and I thought, damn, if they planted fruit trees where these cows are, there'd be hella fruit. And it would be a lot more economically regenerative. But that doesn't mean I'm going to get some emotional, you know, backing of get pissed off at people that eat meat. I just don't have time for that. I have about 2 seconds to do the work that I came here to do. Don't waste your life. Get on it right now. You don't have 1 second to lose. Ever. And yeah, we go off in this ride. I get to ride all day and it takes me away from my problems, kind of. But like I was telling you, the awareness has gotten to be too much. Even when I'm out on the bike, whatever's going on is right there. I can no longer distract myself. So I'm happily going into the fear. I'm happily going into the discontent. I'm happily going into the self-doubt. Am I good enough? Do I even know what I'm talking about with this fruits and vegetable and love stuff? I mean, self-doubt. I just go in there with it. What am I going to do? I can't escape it. I can just accept it. And then what it does is it brings me back to the level of being human, and then it reminds me, Dan, this is why you're relatable. And this is why you're able to help so many people, because you're a real dude who's read a lot of books. And I have had some success with the knowledge that I've accumulated. And I see it in my life every day when I'm able to just take somebody who's in a bad mood, walk up to them and say, hey, can you give me a haircut? Hey, that's a nice, I like your nails. Oh, thank you. And then her whole day's different. You can see it because you are carrying the light. And that's all people want. They don't even know it. So if we got to just be the light for all those other people, then you are giving yourself the greatest gift, to be the light of life. And it doesn't have a lot of opinions. It doesn't have anywhere near the amount of words that Life Regenerator has. It's a silent field of perfection. But it just so happens that my skills are in semantics. I am pretty good words. I don't use big words that much because I don't want to be above people. It's funny how some people teach, and are they teaching me, or are they trying to prove their brilliance by using big words and stuff like that? Now, first of all, I really can't do that because I ain't that smart, and I did cook my brain. But you'll find a true teacher who simplifies the hell out of everything and makes it possible for people to do this. Make it possible so that people can improve their experience. And you'll know it's the light working through you when that's the case. Because YouTube is funny in the sense that I don't even really want anything. Yeah, I want to pay my bills and have all that crap taken care of. But I just want to be the light. And in this world, you have this body and you have this number, and you have your little address and your ID card and all these little things and you're like, oh, you're carrying all these concepts. You're a pile of concepts. And if you don't play their game by their concepts, they will put you behind the bars or take all of your stuff. And you need your stuff because your kids need a bed to sleep in and a fireplace when it gets cold. So you have to play the game. We're forced into it. Is there anybody that just does it because you have to? Do you have to do it? I mean, do you have to get up and go to work and eat? And yeah. You didn't ask for the world to be this way. It just is. We all created it like that. It's all of us. Now you can walk around barefoot and sleep on the grass. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's not the stuff. It's the attachment to the stuff. Your stuff is going to come and it's going to go. You're going to have money, then you're not. You're going to be beautiful, and then you're not. And it's the attachment to all those things that will cause the problem. So non-attachment isn't just walking off into the woods and living in a hut and eating beetle nuts and grubs. And non-attachment is non-attachment is either you're a millionaire, but you're not. That money is not what you are, or you're totally broke on the street, alcoholic, which I've been, and you're not that either. The world might see you as that, but that's not the real you. The real you is not affected by being poor alcoholic on the street with nothing, or a millionaire. You can be. I've met bums that were way nicer than the people that I worked for that had hella money. People are people. Eyeballs. Your eyeballs tell me everything I need to know about you. And I don't care how much money you got, what house you live in, or what words, fancy little sweet words you say to me. Your eyeballs are going to tell me everything I need to know in the first 1/10,000th of a second that I meet you. And I don't know if that's something that everybody has, or if it's just an acquired skill or something, but I know who. So some people get sucked into the whole outside external, but it's an internal world. You are your internal being, you know what I mean? So that's just, be